Hi, good morning. Sammy here for Sammy Tarot Astrology reading. It's our first time getting this going so early today. I'm so happy that we get to be here together and that it is, what time is it? I think it's like not even 10 a.m. Hang on. Let's see. I don't know if you can check during a live. Anyway, it's early. We are getting the day started off right. And yeah, let's start with a brief meditation together and some deep breaths. Then we'll talk about what's happening in the stars today and tomorrow and a little bit about this coming weekend. And then we will pull from two decks today to celebrate being here so early. We'll pull from the Modern Witch Tarot deck, which I've been using the last few days, which is so amazing. And also the Hedge Witch Tarot deck, which is uses flowers and plants to give their oracle properties. So these are two gorgeous decks, and I'm very excited. Okay, so let's start in a comfortable position, and we'll take a few deep breaths together. Ready? Let's go. Do you feel that tingly, warm coziness and a sparkliness? If you do, it's because we have a trine right now with the Sun in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. And yes, that is about to shift out of a trine, but Mercury is about to slip into the position that the Sun was in. So pretty much as soon as the Sun moves out of a trine with Neptune, the Mercury moves right in. And that is so beautiful because we have a lot of squares, and squares, as we've been talking about, cause some potential for challenge or tension. And we have this beautiful trine that's been steady. Neptune just keeps giving us more and more energy, more and more poetic alignment, and is sort of a lifeline through anything else that might be going on. So right now we have a lot of activity in Capricorn. Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, and the moon are all in Capricorn right now. That is a lot of intense and powerful and strong energy. And people know that Capricorn is the goat, but it's not, I don't think, spoken of as regularly that Capricorn is the sea goat. Capricorn is similar to Sagittarius, which is half person, half horse. Capricorn is half sea creature, half goat, and has this tail with scales and fins. So not only is Capricorn the archetype of climbing really high and maintaining balance, but also diving really deep and still being able to breathe and to move. And so Capricorn really exemplifies stopping at nothing and succeeding and moving forward and being able to thrive in many different environments, no matter what. And that is beautiful. And at the same time, it's sort of this intense, very sensually stimulating archetype, because it involves a lot of interaction with the environment around us, and it involves us taking a lot of action, and that's all great. And at the same time, it's beautiful that we have, because that is in square with Venus and with Mars, because Mars and Venus they're not exactly opposite. They're not 180 degrees opposite, but they are in opposite signs right now with Venus in Libra. Venus is about to go into Scorpio, but for now Venus is still in Libra and Mars is in Aries. And so they're opposite each other, and so they make this triangle where they're both square with Capricorn, where Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, and the Moon are, and they're opposite each other. So that creates the potential for there to be a bit of tension around those Capricorn ideals of achievement and going really, really high and really, really deep and going forward and not stopping. And so if there's any tension that arises in those areas, we've had this beautiful Neptune trine to carry us through. And that's going to be going on Neptune trining the sun until tomorrow, and then Mercury comes in and says, don't worry, I'm still going to give you more Neptune trine. I'm going to step into the place where the sun was. And that means if we've been in this place of harmony where who we are and our identity is given a soothing boost from our ability to dream and to express and to tap into our intuition and mysticism and magic and playfulness and mystery. Now Mercury is just making all of those things more specific, because instead of it being who we are, it's how we communicate. And so having Mercury trine Neptune is, and also Mercury in Scorpio where the sun was, and that's all about being able to communicate in a way that conveys magic and communicate from a really intuitive place and a very beautiful and dreamlike place. It's a soothing kind of trine. It's people who are born with that trine, people who are born with what is the degree of it? Hi, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, love. So people who are born with a trine from Neptune and Mercury, when those two planets are 120 degrees apart when someone's born, they tend to be someone who communicates in a really soothing and beautiful way and is able to share their dreams with people in a way that inspires them and creates beautiful pictures. They might be a really great speaker, speech giver, actor, storyteller, conversationalist that really engages people and opens up their imagination to what's really beautiful and magical in this universe. And so the next few days we're going to have that position in the sky, and it's great at any given moment if you would like to feel a little more connected to the universe and to yourself and feel a little more harmony and ease and beauty. A great way to do that is to take a moment and think of what you dream of, what's most beautiful, your intuition, and anything magical is great to share about. Share about magical moments, share about your dreams, share about hunches or intuitions, and that will carry us through the next few days in a really beautiful way. So now we're going to pull from 2 decks today to celebrate how early we are here, because I've been really wanting to get here early and it's been a bit of a challenge, but we made it and we're together and it's beautiful. So I'm going to pull a few cards from the Modern Witch Tarot deck that my amazing wife got me as a wedding present, and then also from the Hedge Witch Tarot deck that has plants, and coincidentally also a present from my amazing, beautiful, inspiring, sweet, wonderful wife. So we're going to pull from these 2 decks now, and it'll be fun to see how the two pulls compare. Okay, I'm going to shuffle now. Can you see the magic happening? Okay. from the Modern Witch Tarot. And also, it's fun to pull from 2 decks because we are just a couple of days away from, what day is today? Today's the 18th or the 19th? Anyone? We're about to enter Sagittarius season. So when we're on the brink of 2 different seasons, when we're right between the end of Scorpio and the beginning of Sagittarius, we can have these 2 decks kind of represent that shift from one to the other. Kind of like Neptune bridges worlds, the unseen and the seen. This reading can bridge us moving from Scorpio to Sagittarius. Okay, I'm going to shuffle the Botanical Tarot. Okay. So from the first deck, can you see here? Let me flip back a little bit more for you. There you go. All right. From this deck, 1, 2, 3. And from this deck, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Our first card, let's bring this up. Queen of Swords. Here you see her sitting on her throne, facing forward, and the Queen of Swords is a master of communication and of conveying ideas. She is focused and she's clear, and I think that is a beautiful way for us to enter into Sagittarius season, which is all about communicating clearly and also from a place of transformation. So we have this butterfly in here, which is about evolution and transformation, and as we move out of Scorpio into Sagittarius, it's all about moving from communicating in a way that is where the most important thing is the deep feelings, into a place where the most important thing is conveying the message in a clear way. Our second card, the 7 of Pentacles. Here we have this beautiful witch lady, and she is surrounded by her plants. She looks like a plant mama who is watching her plants that are all growing and flourishing. And it looks like she's either about to water or just watered, but she's taking a moment to enjoy the beauty that is surrounding her and being grateful for it. And this is very representative of having 4 planets in Capricorn, which is earthly abundance, and we also have Uranus in Taurus, so there's a lot of sensuality, abundance, and a lot to be grateful for. And this is, a time of year when one thing we can do is practice gratitude for everything that's grown, all of the things that we did during the summer, and as we shift from, the warmth into the cold, see all of the things that we've made that now can keep us warm when it gets cold out. And that could be real things that we've planted, physical things, or it could be relationships, it could be projects, it could be emotional states. Oh, and why don't we turn to the Botanical Tarot now? Okay, so first we have Moral, which is regenerate. And this is a plant that takes things that are decaying and gives them new life and processes them. So I think this was a lot of like what happened in Scorpio season of processing. And now there's this new life. Our second card for the Botanical deck is Sustain. It's Chicory. And let's look up what that one means. That'll be fun to see. Chicory, chicory. Okay. So it is... Oh, that's funny because it's similar to the Six of Pentacles, it says, and we just pulled the Seven of Pentacles next to it. It speaks to community giving and the need to sustain one another. So sometimes we have to be there. Oh, interesting. Chicory is an example of how one organism can sustain another. So I like to think of it in relation to a person's role in community. You may not always have the best skill set, the right answer, or resources to share, but we can all contribute to and support those around us. Sometimes that just means being there in a difficult moment, listening, moving furniture, or simply holding space for others. Do what you can to sustain others, and you will find others do the same for you. It speaks to charity, community giving, and the need to sustain one another. You may find yourself on the giving or receiving end of this equation, so try to handle either position with grace. Okay, so let's see our last card for the Witch Tarot, the King of Wands. Very much a Sagittarius card, and also Mars and Aries, and we have those two planets together, both in fire signs. So this is all about mastering action taking. And since we have the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands on either side here, I think this speaks to the way to achieve balance of thought and action is through tending to life with gratitude and appreciating what we're creating and what others have helped us create and how we can help others. And the last card of today's reading from the Botanical deck says here, nettle, tribulation, and what that means is, let's look that one up. Nettle. Okay. The tarot card as well as the death card can be connected to this card, nettle and tribulation. The things that cause us the most pain are also the things that bring out the best in us. Separation, loss, failure. These are all bitter pills to swallow, but can lead to great strength and new opportunity. So let's see here. We went from processing what is no longer alive and to creating new life with it, to sharing, to giving and receiving help, and to letting ourselves experience pain and loss as an opportunity to become stronger people. And a balance of earth and of fire and air here. Fire and air feed each other a lot, and when the sun goes into Sagittarius, that puts it on the axis of Sagittarius and Gemini since they're across from each other. So it's all about that balance of thoughtfulness, spaciousness, flexibility, and also action, passion, and boldness. And I'm going to pull one more card because it was peeking at it as earlier, just as a card to bring us more fully into the moment. Okay, the star, yay! So the star is always a message of hope and of warmth and brightness after a time of fear or unconsciousness or struggle. And this is a card that is full of hope and brightness and the flow of life in all directions. So remember that you are a star and that you can always tap into that flow of life and nature. Let's take a few breaths together. Thank you. It was interesting being here early today, and I'm excited to continue trying this out with you guys. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Remember Neptune and sharing about your dreams and coming from a place of magic, giving and receiving magic. It's all about hope and dreams today. Okay, have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow.